It's Thursday, and you know what that means. Well, not only if it's just Thursday, it is the brand spanking new start of a season here for the ERN's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series here on ERN. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Godsoe, and welcome to the Elite Racing Network's coverage of the opening round of the 2024B Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series season as we come to you tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway for the 3-wide TV Indy 300. Currently out on the track doing some reconnaissance before jumping in the booth, but still with us nevertheless. Joining me in the booth is tonight my broadcast partner from the Velocity Online Racing League's iconic series. He's in the middle of a fierce podium battle in the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series. He's a winner of nearly 140 official races. He's been whipping it up all week long at Homestead on the IndyCar Open Series, so I know he will have a lot to add tonight in tonight's broadcast. Please welcome ad hoc IndyCar professor Kyle Klindworth, or we like to call Clindy. Kyle, it's nothing like the smell of a new season.
I love it, Gary. Maybe the drivers out there will get to go about 219 miles an hour into these corners like I am right now. Drafting all over the track, 3 wide, making dive bombs, making slide jobs, doing everything you can to fight tooth and nail, pick up spots on this very wide, very fast, very abrasive Southern Floridian racetrack.
And let's see if we get some action going on out here. We got some... there's Justin Vandermarl currently taking his time on the racetrack. Let's bring in the tree here. And let's get the best times in there. It's a little... The tree is not in order right now. But currently at the top of the list is Adriano Pinheiro, 4 wide. Pinheiro is currently P1. Right next to him is Caleb Bency. And right next to him is Brandon Tross. So a kind of a all-star top 3. Pinheiro, former series winner here. Caleb Bency won the 500 last season here. Brandon Trost, currently, you're in a big battle with him on the in the Oval Series, and he is joining the series here at for the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Currently about 70 points behind him in the championship fight for fixed IndyCar Oval for Division 1 anyway. Couple of good weeks put together, maybe I can get ahead of him, but we've had a lot of battles this season. It's been really fun.
There's Matthew Weeks in the P1 car. Sorry, Matthew Weeks in the P1 car, just getting done there, clocking in on 11th. Craig Forsyth is out there. He's done on the Scarlet. So I think a lot of these guys are just about done. We should see us go here to grid up momentarily. Go right ahead.
I was going to say, as I said of the pre-race, I think my pick to win is Adriano Pinheiro. That guy is so good on ovals. He is kind of driver I looked up to the most when I was first on the service. He beat the pants off of me so much. I learned from him. I thought he was the number 1 in the world before I was able to get into a lobby with Robert Maleshka III.
Well, Pinheiro is pretty darn tough to beat here. Let's get into tonight's starting lineup here at Homestead Miami Speedway. There we go. Pinheiro on the pole with a 25.2. Right behind him, just separated by 0.023 of a second, is Caleb Bency, your Indy 500 winner from last season. Brandon Trost is 3rd. Craig Forsyth is 4th. Chad Frankenfeld is 5th. Logan Spath is 6th. Man, this top 6 is stacked when it comes to experience in these cars. William White is 7th. Victor Del Porto is part of the fast Brazilian crew that shows up here. He is P8. Kevin Hayes P9. Jordan Owens in P10. Matthew Weeks in the P1 car will be following him. He is currently P11. Leighton Norgard is 12th. And we can move on to the next page. Trey Holmes, Ryan Schultz, Gavin Hibbs, a winner last year. Presley Sora, one of the racing pros here. Indycar Scarlet, friend of the program, Ryan Huckleberry. His dad, Dave, who works with me in the booth as a producer sometimes and helps keep these things straight, is spotting for him tonight. Shout out to him. Jared Rexine, 19th. Hunter Smith, 20th. Mark Reblis in 21st. Ethan Stanley, 22nd. Hector Colazo, I'm just hoping I'm saying that right, is 23rd. Casey Pahutsky, 24th. And I'm going to run through these here real quick as we're coming to green. Fody, Lovern, Hobson, Jim Herrick, Vandermal, Harless, Thompson, Tooker, Oliver, Terrell, Benedetti, Osborne. And I think that might be it. That is a 36-car field. Yeah, that's it. And looks like 3 are starting from pit road.
Green, green, green.
And we are green at Homestead Miami Speedway. Big jump by Adriano Pinero. Here comes Caleb on the inside, going down the backstretch down into turn 3. Caleb's going to have the inside run, and he's going to get the position on the high side. Pinero's going to be up high. Forsyth and Frankenfeld battling side by side coming down the front stretch. There's Logan Spath. He's in a P1 colored car. I want to thank him for his support. Kevin Hayes, currently 6th. Victor Del Porto, 7th. Jordan Edwards in 8th. William White, 9th. Matthew Weeks rounding out your top 10.
Love to see those P1 cars up front. You in the top 10? Tickle me pink.
Here is Kevin Hayes to the inside of Logan Spath. This is for position move. Kevin Hayes up to P5. He is all up against that wall. Oh, Del Porto down low on Spath. Spath getting attacked from up above, high and below. Big pack of cars right behind him. Check this, guys. Check this out back here from Hibbs on back. Here's Indica Scarlett on the high side, getting around Jared Rexing. Now looking at Hunter Smith. Too wide in the back there.
Got like 6 or 7 too-wide battles right now.
I know.
Awesome.
It says, where do I put the camera with 36 cars right now? This is great. A great showing for the first week. Ryan Huckleberry, dad spotting him up to 20 or down 27th. But he is down 9 spots, but he is trying to settle in here. Big mover of the race. Well, here's one of them, David Tooker. We'll get him on the camera here. He is up 8 spots. He's your biggest gainer. Ethan Stanley, though, let's get up front here. Ethan Stanley, Little Eagle Racing, in the 10th spot. He is up 12.
Ethan's been carving them up. He's going higher than everyone else.
Ooh, we got a blinker.
Getting the clean air on that wing, which he almost just lost. Side by side with Jordan Owens there.
The yellow flag is
Caution on the racetrack. And we're seeing a lot of flashing right now. Okay.
White seems to have had a technical issue. Oh no, big stack up.
Yeah, and we're having all sorts of technical issues. Okay, let's go back and take a look at what happened here. Let's go back to the first sign of trouble, which we're seeing as
William White hit the apron. And then there's a little bit of a stack up behind involving Matthew Weeks.
Oh, Matthew Weeks, Ryan
Holmes,
Schuld.
Rexing.
Tyler Trost is in this. And now we're getting a bunch of blinking, and I'm not sure where that's coming from. But wow. Let's see if we can go back a little bit further. something happened in front of Weeks, and Weeks had to slow down. I'm not sure what happened in front of Weeks.
White hit the apron. White said that his monitors or iRacing froze, which caused.
Okay, we
him to
might be
miss the
having
corner.
we might be having iRacing problems right now.
Yeah, I can't watch all of the cars on the replay.
So it was White that hit the apron.
Yeah, and he did not get collected any further.
William
but the cars
White, okay.
Behind him.
Oh yeah, look at that going into 3. Oh. Yeah, and then, that's going to do it, especially when you have this many cars. And the whole top side of the racetrack became clogged, and then we started having blinking issues. Let's get back to live broadcasting here. All right, wow. That was hectic.
And we had, I think, a handful of takers on pit road, but I believe it's mostly cars that received damage from that stack up. Now, if you just lost a front wing, your day's not done yet. You can come into the pits, get it fixed. We've got a long race here. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll see if we got streaming here. We got blinking.
The stewards were coming over the mic and discussing whether or not some cars could have penalties removed, but I believe it was all deemed racing incidents.
Yeah, I'm going to see if... I'm going to get into my settings here and, like, turn some things off. I got, like, Dropbox on. I don't know if that's... I don't think it's me. Are you having intermittent problems with iRacing?
Yeah, just seeing the sheer number of cars always kind of produces a little bit of a blinking issue when you're trying to draw too many. At least on my system.
I shouldn't be having that problem on mine, not with the video card and everything I have. Okay, so we seem to be back to better here. Okay, so here is the green flag restart procedures. What happens on green flag is that they prefer to start these races very similar to how they do in IndyCar in real life. So when the pace car pulls off, even though you just heard on the audio, green flag, we are still under caution conditions right now. And the field is now under the command of Caleb Bency, your leader. And when he comes off turn 4, or turn actually in the middle of 3 and 4, you can start picking it up, and we will actually have closer to a real-world IndyCar restart here in the ERL. Bency, Pinero, Frankenfeld, Forsyth, Hayes, Spath, Hibbs, Del Porto, Owens, and Stanley, your top 10. Early yellow, very early on here. A number of cars already out. We have about 10 cars already out, so a lot of attrition in the very early stages here at the 300-miler at Homestead for 3 Wide TV. Let's go green. Green flag back in Miami.
And so you got a great jump there. Very orderly behind him. Races between Owens and Stanley, 9th.
Get back to that one right there and take a look at that battle.
I love this racetrack. Stanley was passed on the bottom in the last corner and then makes the pass back on the upside in the next set of corners. It's so equally balanced with traffic in this car. It's such a blast to drive.
All right. I don't think it was anything I was doing, and I sent a message to the rest of the members of the household. Like, are you streaming? I don't know. I don't know what that is. But if other people were having problems and I was having, I'm thinking it might have been some iRacing issue, which we've been plagued with issues over the last couple of weeks here. Not just in this league, but in officials as well.
For what it's worth, it's cleared up on my end, Gary, and I usually don't have those types of stuttering problems. So,
yeah, and I don't typically have them either. That side-by-side battle, yeah, Spath and Hibbs. Hibbs last season won at New Hampshire, and a heck of a battle with Brophy.
That's a tough guy to beat.
Yeah, he took it to him. He passed him on the with 2 laps to go and held him off and won that race. And he gets the position, moved Gavin Hibbs up to 6th. Meanwhile, up front, starting to pull away, Caleb Bency. There you see, he is with Stowe Motorsports from the Stowe, Ohio area. He and Logan Spath. They also have an associate out there they work with. That would be Indica Scarlett. She is up to P12, up 5 spots from where she started. Gavin Hibbs, as we mentioned him, he is up 9 spots from where he started. There he is. Try to go through the field, get some people on the camera for you. Pinero, former series champion, multi-race winner here.
Getting passed by Chad J. Frankenfield.
Yeah, that host with the most. Frankenfeld moves to the front. Pinero is tied all-time with wins here in the series with 12. Tied with Alex VDS, right? Alex Vandeset, that's right. He is tied with him, so looking to break the tie between himself and Alex Vandeset. Former VOR Series champion. It's been a while since we've seen Alex. Craig Forsyth. He's teamed with Alex before. He is currently 4th, right where he started. Kevin Hayes. In a very colorful car there. And the OMEC Sim Racing entry. Oh, he's got a good run on Craig. On the inside, coming into 1. Should be able to pull this position off. And he's clear. Move Kevin Hayes up to the top 4. Move Craig Forsyth back 1. Gavin Hibbs is 6th. Spath is in 7 now. Let's take a look at Logan Spath. That is the 2nd car in that Stowe Motorsports entry. He's carrying some P1 colors. I want to thank him for his support. Victor Del Porto, one of the fast Brazilians. He is in 8th, right where he started. Of course, Ethan Stanley, we did talk about him. He is in 9th. 13 spots improved. Jordan Evans, have not talked much about him. Evans, 10th. And the Scarlett is on the backside of a Leighton Norgard here. I like they have the little asterisk next to Indica's name saying that she's a rookie. You know as well as I know, she's not a rookie. During the mini Indy 500s that many other leagues ran during the month of May, she won the Formula Indy Series Indy 300, and a heck of a race for her. Her first win there in that series, but it was a no doubt about it win. And she
Some
is
of the Stowe boys that are in the field here, Caleb Bency and Logan Spath among them.
Yep. They were in that lineup as well. Caleb led very early until he got the punter Reno in the second half of the race and had a hard time recovering after that. I think Logan Spath might have, I can't remember what happened to Logan. I think he might have finished on the bottom side of the top 10 there. He did work his way in, but it was a difficult race for him.
Bency and Frankenfeld have checked out. They are 2 seconds up the road from Pinero and Hayes and company.
Here's Presley Sora and Justin Vandermaal, one of the closest battles on the racetrack. Actually, let's go back a couple spots. Osborne and Lovern right there. Lovern in the VOR entry from Altina Autosport, even though he shows as independent. And we see Lovern a lot in the VOR series, either DW12 or IR18. It would be Friday or Saturday night. But Joshua Osborne getting the pass. He's up 16 spots. Nick Terrell just behind this battle right here. There he is in the 81. And the other OMEC entry, he's up 12 spots. Jim Herrick, one of the 4D guys. They have a series sponsorship with the series this year. Want to thank 4D. He's up 5 spots to 23rd. Mark Reblis, one of the title sponsors of the 500 that he has. He's 24th. Joshua Harness is 25th. And I believe that is everybody currently running. Everyone else is out from 26th on back. Trost, Weeks, Fody, Thompson, Schold, Hobson, Tooker, Oliver, Holmes, Rexing, and Benedetti is the way they finished from 26 to 36. So unfortunately, that very first incident took out a large number of cars. Meanwhile, you are correct. Caleb Bency is checked out, and right now he is not too far away from catching Josh Harness that we were just watching him. Arliss. For putting him a lap down.
He's done a really good job of being committed to the bottom. This track is so abrasive. If you have clean air, there's no reason to be anywhere but on the white line. It will pay dividends, probably to the tune of 1 to 3.5 tenths of a second a lap by the time you get to the end of these fuel runs, which will be about 42 to 45 laps. You could push to like 50, 52 if you were really saving. But fresh tires here are so much faster, you kind of want to trim runs as short as they can be.
Here's the race format tonight. We're already 30 laps into this thing, but 200 laps, 300 miles. They do get 10 sets of tires, 1 in the car and 9 in the pits. And the real-world track record here is set by Sam Hornish back in 2006, 218.539 miles per hour.
Gibbs and Hayes are fighting back and forth, throwing sliders every corner.
And they are using that high line. This is progressive banking here. A lot of these guys also race in the ERL's various stock car series, so they've have a lot of experience on the high line, and they've already bypassed Pinero. Pinero, who started in the front row, is already back to 5th. So a lot of the, let's say IndyCar regulars are kind of suffering now. Here's a Stanley and Del Toro side by side. A lot of the IndyCar regulars are suffering right now, with the exception of really Bency, while those that really race in the other series here in the ERL are using that experience to work the high line right now.
I'll tell you what, I think Pinero's tires are about to show that they've got life left in them. He's going to take the fight back here to Gavin Hibbs on the inside.
Okay, I'm looking at chat here. Go ahead. We're part of this. I'm just looking at chat. Austin Sally says, seems like an iRacing thing. Everyone's saying they can't see the replay. I think it's everyone. Okay, good. And then Ethan Burrell says, look at Vandermeer. Well, we'll get him on the camera for you. There he is, up 10 spots to 19th.
Oh, no, we've got trouble. Gavin Hibbs just lost it in turn 2.
Oh, and he's back underway. And we don't.
He ran his right rear tire on the seam, because I don't think he hit the apron. I'm gonna double check.
Oh, I think it's got loose on him. He got loose on his own.
Way too loose.
Yeah.
Too much weight jacker. Too much rear bar. No harm, no foul. He gathers it up.
Yeah, he's back to 6 now, and here comes Ethan Stanley to the low side.
Your big mover right there, Ethan Stanley.
Yeah, again, this is a fixed setup race, but in fixed setups and Indy cars, drivers have access to what we call the tools. Many different tools in the cockpit. Want to talk about them?
Absolutely. So in this car, you've got 4 different things you can manipulate for suspension. You've got your front bar, your rear bar, and you can move weight jacker up or down. If you move your front bar up, it makes the car tighter. If you move the rear bar up, it makes the car looser. If you move the weight jacker up, it makes the car looser. And if you move the weight jacker down, it makes the car tighter. Additionally, you also have different fuel maps. You can run anywhere from map 1 to 6. Basically, 1 to 5 have different levels of economy. 6 and 7 are for road courses, and 8 is maximum fuel save, usually cautions only.
Pace
those
laps,
are engine mapped.
Yeah.
Or like fuel to air ratio that the engine runs to run richer or leaner. You can probably increase your fuel capacity or your fuel mileage by almost 50% if you run aggressively in map 5. So like normally you'd get something like 3 miles to the gallon, you get almost 5 miles to the gallon at a lot of tracks in map 5.
Big battle for on the high side of the top 20 here. Indica Scarlet or the mid side of the top 20, excuse me. Indica Scarlet, Hunter Smith side by side. Indica is now camping out in the high line. Seems to be working for her enough to hold off Hunter. Hunter, the Little Eagle Racing entry, trying to get enough momentum to get the pass on Indica, but not able to do it. He really just needs to get a massive run on her on the straight and kind of do a full send and almost do what we call the Brazilian clear to get the pass here right now with the way that these tires are really starting to give out on these cars.
Yeah, I think Gavin Hibbs had worn his out. It looks like he crashed off of turn 4 after getting loose again and has inoperable or unfixable suspension damage, so his day will be done.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to bring back my supplemental overlays here. That will help me with some additional information. We're also having, I'm reminded by my wife, we're having weather in the area, so that could be impacting internet access as well.
Gary, what did I say about running the bottom?
Running the bottom, and we're blinking again. Okay, I'm not going to run my supplemental.
Tires, and it's good for lap time and longevity. Adriano Pinheiro has passed the 2 cars that passed him earlier. He's back on the charge.
There he goes.
Third.
And we're not going to run that supplemental overlay right now. For some reason, there's just too much going on.
I think Kevin Hayes is not yet done with Adriano. I think he wants a fight.
There he is.
Beautiful gradient scheme.
Yeah, I like
really
that. I like that a lot. Looks like Adrian has actually ventured up a little to the high side of the racetrack to give a little dirty air to Hayes to kind of keep him at bay. Hayes, late turn into the corner, might have kissed the wall a little bit. I'm not sure. This is like an awkward entry.
Turn 3 safer barrier is about 80% bigger than it looks from the cockpit. It'll run out and grab you all the time. No worse for wear. I don't think he took any damage there, so I think he'll be able to continue on without any incidents. Said it's 300 miles today, Gary?
300 miles. And let's get you the rule set real quick. It is a 1.5 mile paper clip shaped oval. 200 laps, 300 miles. You'll have those set of tires that I told you about. No fast repairs. Pit road speed limit is 45, and they have to enter off of turn 3. That is the IndyCar oval rule set here at Homestead. And then the restarts, of course, controlled by the leader 1 lap after the pace car exits the track. Of course, this track has gone through so many different facelifts. It kind of is up there. It's kind of second to only the Kardashians, really, with the number of facelifts this racetrack has had. Used to be the mini Indy of the South. It was a 1.5 mile mini Indy rectangle. Then they changed that from a rectangle to a flat oval, and then they changed that from a flat oval to now what we have today.
This is by far the best configuration.
Oh yeah, by far,
Absolutely,
by
it's
far.
not even close. Now, my first question of the day, Gary, has been answered. Nobody is going for the additional stop every 40 laps. Everyone looks to be stretching their equipment to make it to 50. I would assume as soon as lap 50 gets clicked off, everyone is going to pit. It's not really a huge save on fuel, but it's definitely something where you have to take care of your tires longer.
And we have a car on the apron coming off of pit road. That is Joshua Osborne, I believe. There he is. So the first of the takers to pit road.
That is a small undercut. If you repeat 47 lap runs like that, you will not make it to the end because you'll be asking too much of your fuel tank at the end. He'll maybe need to go a lap further each stint from here on out to make up that 3-lap difference, which is very, very easy to do. But if he catches a caution, maybe in 10 laps after everyone else has cycled through their pit stops, the undercut will allow him to maybe gain 4 or 5 seconds on the cars in front of him. It's seriously a second a lap. Every lap you're in before your competitors, if you get in and out smoothly and quickly, you're looking at gaining anywhere between 0.8 to 1.2 seconds a lap.
And there's Caleb Bensey putting the lap on Mark Reblis. We'll see when Caleb decides to come to pit road. Right now, Caleb's pretty much led them all. We're about at lap 50.
You $1, he pits this lap.
He's at lap 49. Let's see what he decides. No, not coming to pit road.
Oh, I owe you $1.
I'll tell you what, everyone, if you're enjoying ERN's coverage of the Elite Racing League Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future ERN broadcasts, and they have lots of them, trust me. If it's not IndyCar, it's definitely something else. Make sure to put in that subscription and to ring that bell so you don't forget. Watching our leader, Caleb Bensey. Next up for Caleb is Jim Herrick, someone that he's raced with before many times. Jimmy Herrick back in the 40 racewear, number 46 there.
Bensey will be pitting this lap, but Hayes and Forsythe.
Oh, we got a car running out of fuel on the backstretch. Not sure who that is. Rebel is coming to pit road, and he has a car very, very slow in front of him. Not sure who that is. That's the number 4 of Schold. That's Schold. So he's out there trying to get some laps in, I think, just to maybe work up in the standings a little bit.
Crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinero now your leader. As Caleb Bensey on pit road. There is Caleb. And down and away, Caleb is done. Stop one for the season, done. For the multi-time champion in the Revolution IndyCar Series, as well as Formula Indy Series, FIS. You name the league, he's either been a barely big competitor in it or the champion. He is down and away. Pinero's on pit road. And are we under caution? Did we just hear caution?
Yeah, Pinero does not pit.
He does not pit, and I'm not sure who is.
That's terrible news.
A lot of guys coming
Bensey.
to pit road. I think they got red. What happened? Trying to find what happened.
Can't find the cause of the caution.
Ryan Schold crashed. So he's coming around.
No.
He's coming around just trying to make laps, and
Oh no, he stopped the car on the road course, and because it's a part of the racing surface and other cars are trying to pit, it triggered a yellow.
oh, okay. Well, that is the cause of our caution then. That's going to really shake the field up. That is really going to shake the field up. Pinero might be out of gas. Let's see if we can't hear. Need to get to the right.
Gotta make it to his box.
I
Even
need
though
to-
he started on pole, I think he'll be okay.
Okay, yeah, he's still running. He's still running.
Now the series moderators have come over the radio. They're going to say that everyone who takes the wave around is also going to be able to pit before they take the green, if they so choose. Now that is not standard procedure. But I believe due to the nature of the caution, they're allowing it for the fairness of the series.
And out on the racetrack now, Jim Herrick has inherited the lead. He needs to probably pit. I would imagine that. Oh, look at all the cars in front of him, though. They're all going to get the waiver round if he doesn't pit. I'm assuming he needs to pit.
And then do you see the first car receiving the wave around here? It is Joshua Osborne. If that cycle would have gone through green, Osborne had passed Forsythe and Bensey because he got his tires nearly 10 laps sooner. So he would have inherited the race lead. Probably not for long, but would have had it.
Herrick pitted I think, 9 laps ago. Trying to get my alternate information is whenever I bring it up, it's not giving me.
No, I'm seeing Herrick having last pit on lap 10.
Okay.
So he pit under the first caution with the multi-car
That's why
accident,
he's staying out.
and is just going long.
There we see him shifting into 6th gear. Now he's coasting. So he's going to maximum fuel save. While we are watching everything under caution, we will do a little side-by-side, get some ad work out of the way. You are watching the 3-Wide TV Indy 300 from Gateway, or not from Gateway, that's the ad that's going to be coming up, but from Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll be right back.
Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500, only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to www.raceway.com now, because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
And we're back. Lights are out on the pace car. Number of cars getting a wave around right now. Okay, let's reset the field real quick. That was a very complicated string of events that has caught a number of cars kind of off on the wrong foot. Let's put it that way. So we started very early on with an incident that took about 6 cars. We've had a number of cars now go a lap down that are still running, but primarily we still have, I think, 24 of the 36 that started this race not too long ago.
And up to Huckleberry are all on the lead lap in 20th.
Yeah, so let's reset the field as we're pace car is off. We'll come green next time by. Brazilians up at the front. Pinheiro Del Porto. Jordan Owens, he is 3rd. Leighton Norgard, he is 4th. Hunter Smith is 5th. Indica Scarlett is 6th. Smith is up 15. Scarlett up 11. Presley Sora, one of the driver pros here, he is up 9. Hector Colazzo, I hope I'm saying that. Colazzo, he is up 15 and 8th. William White, who was kind of the cause of the first caution, where he got a little squirrely and caused a number of cars to check up. Well, he has worked his way up in the 9th. And Nick Terrell in the 81, like Terrell Owens. I think, didn't Terrell Owens wear the 81? He's up 24 spots. 81, excuse me. 80, he's up 24 spots in the top 10, getting ready to go green momentarily. And we're green. Lap 60.
This is going to be quite the hole for Caleb Benzie to dig himself out of.
Well, he's working on it already. He's on the bottom side of Forsyth. That's not an easy pass right there. Those two have raced each other a number of times, so there's a high level of trust between those two drivers. Still going up there is 2 cars away is Jim Herrick. That is Osborne, who's a lap down. There's Caleb Benzie going to the high side of Osborne. Move him up another spot on the racetrack. Not a position. Going down low. Looking at the bottom side of Jim Herrick. Jim Herrick getting a big run on the high side of Kevin Hayes there. Actually, that's another lap car. That's Harness? Yes, Harness. Harless, excuse me. Trying to remember all these names. There's Caleb Benzie getting a pass on Jim Herrick. So move Caleb now up to 13th. And now he's looking 2 cars ahead. That's Gary Lovern up high in the Vor car. Lovern will give him a lot of room. There's Hayes. Hayes is the next car. 2 wide battle. Hayes is the teammates here. And that other OMEC entry in the 81. Gonna go 2 wide.
Owens has muscled his way by Tel Porto for a second. Now, a good barometer for Caleb Bensey's progress will be Kevin Hayes. They both were running in the top handful of drivers, definitely in the top 5. Bensey, of course, the leader. Hayes caught the caution at a more opportune time and is 2 cars ahead of him.
If you're just joining us, just came off our second caution of the day. This is ERN's coverage of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. 3 wide TV Indy 300 coming to you from Homestead Miami Speedway, where we completed 65 of 200 laps. Make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. Tonight's race sponsorship sponsored by, and we're watching the battle here side by side with Caleb Bensey. We'll watch this while I do this ad here. Tonight's race sponsorship sponsored by 3 Wide TV with over 800 videos available on their channel. 3WTV covers everything from Cup to Xfinity to trucks and much, much more. To learn more about 3WTV, subscribe to them at YouTube at youtube.com/@3WideTV, or follow them on Twitter at 3WideTV, and that's the number 3 actually spelled out THREE. Wide TV for more info. And then, again, that's 3 Wide TV, as they say, your affordable, quality cartoon race car broadcaster. Here's Caleb again, looking at the bottom side of both on these OMEC teammates. The low side is definitely the way to go. You called it, Clindy.
It's better for tire life. It's not better in traffic. If you've got 2 or 3 cars in front of you, as Indica Scarlett has been doing so far and carving her way well into the top 5, move her up now to 4th.
Yeah, 4th for Indica. Very great debut for her.
He went by Norgard, Smith, and Sora, all on the outside.
I want to thank our platinum partners of the ERL and the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series, specifically Blue Egg Marketing. You can rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew, turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the complex track to connecting you with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. I love all their puns on this. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, click on their link in the description. I want to thank them for being another year as a platinum partner here of the ERL. And while we're at it, let's get the camera on Craig Forsyth and Jim Herrick. Both these guys, this is 4D Racewear. 4D is their first year of being one of the platinum partners of the ERL. 4D are makers of ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racers by sim racers. 4D's sim racing shoes are custom engineered to connect racers to their pedals in a way no other shoe can, providing comfort needed for those long IndyCar Triple Crown 500-mile races and beyond. Visit 4dracewear.com or check out the original racing gloves for your feet. Again, that's 4D Racewear. The link is in the description. They got 2 cars in today's race. There you see Jim Herrick. He's a former Lionheart winner at the Lionheart level. And right behind him, Craig Forsyth. Multi-time winner in IR18s, DW12s. The Lionheart level as well. Jed Frankenfeld started up at the front. He's right behind these group of cars. He is in 16th. Not exactly where he wants to be. He is going to stay up in that high line, though. Meanwhile, back up front, Pinero is your leader still. Go right ahead.
I was going to say, a trio of cars all dedicated to the top in front of Frankenfeld.
Everybody's seeming like up at the top. Pinero racing the bottom. But we look at, now Owens at the top, bottom. Del Porto in the middle. Scarlett is looking for that grip strip up there.
Kyle Larson line.
At least we don't have a Kyle Larson livery in this race. That's thank you very much for everybody picking good liveries for this race.
This car has so much downforce and requires so little off-throttle time, you burn up way more tire on the top. In a stock car, you're kind of floating through the corner way longer than you would be in an Indy car. And when you put the car's right side, especially in a stock car, they've got basically a billboard stapled to the side of the car. It literally creates a cushion of air in a stock car between the wall and the car, which generates downforce or side force. Unless the car goes fast.
Look at this! Caleb Bensey down low. William White in the middle. He wanted to come down on him, but he couldn't. Caleb just sent it down there. It's stuck. Caleb down the backstretch side by side with White. He might get the position going into 3. Not quite clear. Side by side in the middle of 3, in the 4. Move Caleb Bensey now up to 10th. Whoa, that was some close quarters battling right there.
Caleb Bensey had better send a Christmas card to Kevin Hayes, because Kevin Hayes did not take dirty air and put it on his nose. He could have ran the bottom, and Bensey would have been in a world of hurt and would not have even gotten close to clearing William White.
Well, we'll see how Hayes treats Caleb now, as he's next on Caleb's list. Hayes in 9th. Caleb running him down. This is the closest battle on the racetrack besides Justin Vandermarl right here on the backside of Terrell.
And Indica Scarlett's looking up, eyeing up a podium right now on Victor Del Porto. She's also been committed to the high line.
Look at the run she gets on the high side. But a lot more short. It's just a shorter distance there for Del Porto. Managed to get at least a quarter car length off exit, excuse me.
I think what's hurting Indica right now is that Del Porto is taking a very wide arc into the corner. If Del Porto would commit to the bottom much sooner in the corner, Scarlett could run or charge entry a lot harder. Right there, we saw her check up.
A good run on the outside going into the corner. They were side by side, but down low still seems to be the way to go, at least to hold off on this particular position.
If I were Indica, I would pull up one of those runs and just send it on the bottom, pull a slider.
Like Caleb did. And here
like
it
this.
is. Here it is to the bottom. And clear. Move Indica Scarlett to the bottom step of the podium position right now. P3 for the FIS
now,
Indy 300 winner.
Del Porto could do the same thing. Thinks better of it. Bensey's gotten by Hayes.
All these drivers have pitted on lap 55. When do we ballpark the next stop, you think?
So, could go a little long and try to hope for a caution, but again, it should be every 50 laps. So the window, I would say, opens at lap 99, lap 100. If you wanted to undercut, you could maybe do lap 98 or 97. But if you want to go a little long, because it was lap 56 when the yellow came out, you could go to like 115 probably if you were really saving fuel, but that doesn't save you a stop. So it's just much slower for not a lot of gain unless you catch that yellow in that 8 to 12 laps that you've saved that extra fuel.
Here's one of the closest battles on the racetrack. Here's another one. We'll get to Hunter Smith. Hunter Smith and Presley Sora. That's a big-time driver chasing you down, Hunter. On the high side, Sora tried to send it. Hunter Smith tried to almost slam the door. Now Sora again up high, sends it up high. Going to have a good run off corner exit here. Nothing Hunter can do. Otherwise, give him a slide job, and Presley, I guarantee, will not take kindly to that. And I think right there, Sora moving on the high side, getting the clear. Move Presley Sora up 10 spots to P6.
Now, it might not have looked like it impacted anything, but Norgard being ahead on the bottom absolutely impacted Hunter Smith in that corner. Even though they're about a second behind, that dirty air travels all the way, a second and a half, just as far as the draft envelope is in the corners, and it really hurts your cornering speed.
Here's Caleb Bensey now. He's worked his way up into the top 10. He's P9, running down Colazzo. Colazzo currently in 9th. He's up 15 spots. Showing a lot of big numbers on people who's improved positions, but a lot of these guys, of course, remember where that first caution happened. It happened in the mid-pack. But a lot of these guys were a lot further on back. And then, of course, the caution happened. When that caution happened, also overlapped some different strategies because those guys further on back on that first caution decided, you know what, I'm going to stop. And so they could go longer. So when that second caution occurred, when Schultz stopped out on the course, that put a lot of these guys that were on that alternate strategy up at the front right now. And that's how we got a lot of big gainers of 14, 13, 15, 22 spots gained are currently up here in the top 15.
Fight brewing for third. Del Porto has been saving his tires. Scarlett has been scorching hers, and Del Porto has found the low line is now faster.
Back up there, side by side.
Jordan Owens is so far up the road, there's no dirty air to be worried about between these two, and they're running like identical lap times.
Yeah, Owens is almost 3 seconds up the road right now. So once Indica gets by, or once Del Porto gets by, they really will have to hustle.
Honestly, that's the trap, Gary. Hustling here is the trap. If you are pushing your car and going as fast as you think you can, your lap times will be slower in 5 to 10 laps. The guy behind you who is running 80% is going to be 0.3 faster.
Wow, Hunter Smith. Coming off a corner, too. Got loose, caught it. He had a bit of a moment.
He's going to have another one because he's the next car in Caleb Bensey's crosshair.
Let's see if we can watch that again. Oh, there was a blink out. That's what kind of caught him. Wow. So now we're going to have very quickly, Sora, Smith, Bensey are all going to be in a row right now. This is going to be a battle for 6th.
If Bensey can kind of whittle this gap down here in the next couple of laps while they are attempting sliders on one another, we'll probably get a 2-for-1 if they're even close to being side by side when he catches them.
There we see on the pit strategies, the one that's got the bit of a different stint-wise is Sora. And we're blinking. Don't like that.
Yeah, well, Sora was able to pit under yellow, just like every car in front of that position. They're all 56 takers. Bensey's the first, or I guess the first car that pit under green. His lap, it was 53.
Sora on the high side around Hunter Smith. I think just holding him off right now. Caleb Bensey reeling this group in. He's just less than a second right now. Slowly pulling them in.
It's so hard to do that when they're too wide in front of you. Right now they're taking the high line and the low line. Bensey's either got to run extremely on the bottom, like left side's on the white line like he is right there, or in the middle between them. Those are the only two ways to make speed when the cars in front of you are side by side.
Well, let's watch from Caleb's point of view. Let's ride along with him.
Go on board. You'll see how long he's out of the throttle, and that's the secret to going fast in this car. A lot of people don't like to believe me. Well, he goes to the top this lap, of course. That was the move, because the two cars in front of him took the bottom two lines. Now listen how long he's out of the throttle. He just delays and lets the car do a weight transfer, lets the car pivot and land, and then eases back into the throttle. Your tires will thank you, your lap time will thank you, your crew chief will love you if you can deliver that lap after lap. Sora and Smith, man, they are just melded together like Anakin and Sebulba coming down the stretch at the Route to Eve Clinic. Every lap, side by side, man, what a treat. This track is amazing. This is the best track on iRacing. You can say it's the Ring, the Nürburgring, you can say it's Spa, you can say whatever you want, but this track produces the best racing on iRacing, and it is not close.
Well, we are right at that window you were talking about for the next set of stops. Who is going to come in early?
Anyone here would be short pitting, doing an undercut, and placing themselves in the danger zone.
Well, we can't do that. We can't play that song. That's copyright protected. ERN just became monetized. We can't can't give them any
Use your imagination.
copyright dings.
Or open up a new tab on YouTube, where we are right now.
There you go. Provide
Don't
your own
forget to
soundtrack.
like and subscribe to the channel first before you open that new tab.
Yeah, don't forget about that. Hey, I want to thank Worldwide Technology Raceway for returning as another partner for the ERL for another season. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri, as we just simply know it as Gateway. It features a 1.25-mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, the Craftsman Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series. Has a 2-mile infield road course used by Speed Tour, Trans Am, SCCA, and the Porsche Club of America. A quarter-mile NHR-sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHR Camping World Drag Racing Series Midwest Nationals, and the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. To learn more or to buy tickets for one of their marquee events, visit their website. The link is in the description. Worldwide Technology Raceway. Good old Gateway. The only facility in North America that actually the only facility in all of racing right now that hosts the Cup Series, the NTT IndyCar Series, and the NHRA series as well. So the only racetrack in the world that hosts all three of those.
When they're saying it's just east of St. Louis, they are not kidding. It is a 5-minute drive, conveniently located right off of I-55. My team and I placed 3 cars in the top 5 there in the IndyCar Fixed Series. My teammate Ryan Campbell came away with a dominating win. So happy for him. And Ty Keela came in 3rd on the podium. I was the lame duck finishing 5th, but 3 in the top 5, can't ask for much more than that.
Panero coming up on lap traffic. Jordan Owens is P2. He is up 8 spots. Victor Del Porto by himself now in 3rd. Norgard just now getting around Indica Scarlet. Indica as high as 3rd, but now back to 5th. There is Indica Scarlet on the high side. Hunter Smith clearly around Presley Sora, but a good battle between 2 drivers that have a lot of I rating between them. Presley Sora, Caleb Bency, here we go.
I'm genuinely shocked, Gary, that no one came in on lap 100.
Craig Forsyth is in. 104. This guy likes the ramble. He definitely will play the fuel game.
Well, it's not a fuel save. It's you're hoping there's no yellow, right? Because you're running the optimal length of the race, right? You're splitting it 100, 100, or 50, 50, 50, 50
yeah.
each 100.
Make it a 3-stopper. Or a 4-stopper. So you're stopping at 50, 100, 150. No, 3-stopper.
3 stops, 4
Math
stints.
is hard. Math is hard. That's why I use Excel. Craig Forsyth down and away. His 2nd stop of the day is done. Mark Reblis coming in on pit road. Ooh, getting right to the cones there. I think he slowed down in time.
And Huckleberry on pit road as well.
Huckleberry with his dad spotting for him. He is currently up to 18th on pit road. Casey Pahutsky, we see him running in the DW12s for Dark Horse here, or at least when we call races over on P1 Broadcasting. He is in the lineup today. He is currently up to 17th. He's on pit road. Huckleberry and Reblis are on their outlaps at the moment. For Chad Frankenfeld, one of our amongst the early group of leaders on pit road. Coming in from 16th. Panero. Jordan Owens, yes. P2 down the pit road now. Move Del Porto up to 3rd. Norgard up to 3rd. Hunter Smith the 4th. Caleb Bency now staying out. Move him up to 5th. Big battle, Presley, Sora, and Colzado next is. Oh, that's actually Sora and Huckleberry. Huckleberry, this is what new tires are going to do to you. Norgard, I think, coming to pit road. Yep. Got to watch that very slippery pit road in speed. And he cannot slow down Caleb. Look at Caleb. Look like he closes it. Look, watch. Oh, look how much room Caleb made up on that run.
Yeah, that was about a second and a half of track time he made up in the last 16th of a mile of the access road.
I'm sure he didn't want to see a Norgard in front of him like that, but I don't think he lost much time. There he comes down. You see his teammate, Logan Spath, pulling out.
Honestly, it's sometimes good to have a rabbit to chase coming down pit road.
And now Caleb all over the backside of Norgard. I mean, Norgard came out first, but Caleb is right there, so he's a lot and he's catching him on the warm-up lane. Norgard needs to hustle it, or he's going to lose the position. Here's Caleb to the inside, coming up to speed on warming up to the inside, battle for position right there.
And that didn't really fight. That is what happened. Washing up.
That is one of the key reasons that experienced drivers, they practice those green flag pit stops, not only the in laps but also the out laps so much, because it gets you positions, and it probably got him 2 positions, definitely for sure 1 on the racetrack, and I bet you it gets him another one when these pit stops cycle out. Pinero coming off the pit road. Pinero coming off. Here's Indica Scarlet.
Well, yeah, if you remember, Norgard was ahead of Indica Scarlet. They were racing for a 4th position before the stops.
Yeah.
And they've swapped track position now because Scarlet came in sooner, did a little bit of an undercut, used those fresher tires first, and is now the next target of Caleb Benzie.
Yeah, I'm not sure how those two are going to fight. I think they're associated teammates. So I imagine they might work with one another. But Pinero coming off pit road, still your leader. Jordan Edwards, why did I call him Edwards? Jordan Owens, he is 1 second behind Pinero. He came out and went to the pits in second, came out in second. DePorto came in third, left in third. Scarlett moved up to 4th. Caleb Benzie moved up to 5th. So I told you Caleb would probably make up a couple spots, and he did. He's now 5th. There's a Leighton Norgard with the slow pit in and the slow pit out, I think really cost them. They are now 6th. Hunter Smith is now 7th. Hector Colado is currently 8th. Ethan Stanley in 9th. And Kevin Hayes is in 10th.
I really want to give a call to 7th, 8th, and 9th right now. Smith, Colazzo, and Stanley. They started 20th, 23rd, and 22nd, and they're all well within the top 10. Dica Scarlett started 17th, and she's 4th. So a lot of movement in this race. A lot of big movers.
Yeah, Smith up 13, Colazzo up 15, Stanley up 9, Norgard actually up 6.
Now something to note, Adriano, leader, Pinheiro, he lost about a second to Jordan Owens.
He did.
And he lost about 2 seconds to Caleb Benzie. However, he overcut, right? So his tires will be better, longer, and he can make the last stop even shorter. A shorter fill, a shorter number of laps to the distance. I have lost so many races here to Team I5G, and Power Slide, and you name it, the hyper teams, by them overcutting or going long on a stop and having a light tank and fresh tires. It is so much faster. So much faster. Pinheiro's got lap traffic in front of him right now, which is impacting his lap time. Jordan Owens is actually reeling him in.
Yeah, under a second now. Battle for the lead right here.
This is where, if you're the leader, you don't want to go to the top to burn your stuff up, but you also don't want to run in dirty air. So it's kind of a Sophie's choice as to how to maximize lap time in your racecraft.
And Pinero is running down. Who is in front of him? Lovern? So that's, I believe that's, yeah. So Lovern giving him the dirty air at the moment. Does not want to go down another lap. ERL's IndyCar League is naming rights are paid for by Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace, a foundation promoting peaceful change in the world to honor the beautiful life of Jack Shockley. Check out warriorsforpeace.org for more information. That's warriors4peace.org. The link is in the description. I want to thank them for returning to the ERL and the IndyCar Series to be our title sponsor for one more year. We appreciate their support. And while we are racing, let's take this real quick break. As we are just out of pit stop and a little ways for the next pit stop, get you a real quick word from iRacing. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
All right, we're back watching a battle now between Norgard and Collado. This is a battle for sixth as they've been side by side for the better part of the last lap and a half.
Mr. Smith right behind them, licking his chops, hoping they rough each other up so he can get two in one corner. Look, he goes to the bottom when they're both on the top. Look at all the time he gains. He's going to have a big run here down the front stretch. That's the name of the game here in IndyCar. Go where they aren't.
He's going to get a good run down the backstretch. I think he stayed in that power a lot longer, those two on top, but they just have the momentum. Look to the inside. Hector trying to pass Norgard, and yes, move Collado up to sixth. And actually, Norgard now getting back into the grasp of Hunter Smith, riding with Hunter Smith. This side-by-side racing is just helping Smith.
He found the middle there. Let's see if he can pivot that into a good run on the exit. What's he going to do with Norgard? I would go low, hold the slider. Oh, no.
Oh, and of course, if he wants to go high, there's a car up. So the only place for him to go is the middle.
He could have run low and forced the issue, but no, I don't make a lot of friends racing that way.
Caleb Binsey around Indica Scarlet. I told you that wasn't going to take very long there. Those two were probably working to one another. Move Caleb Binsey now up to fourth.
Important to note, he has not gained any time on Pinheiro after the stops. It's stabilized right at 6 seconds. And that's exactly what Adriano wants to see, is that Caleb Binsey is not getting any bigger or trimming any more time off of that. He can afford to lose 2 seconds every pit cycle to make sure he doesn't get trapped a lap by the caution. So I think that's going to be his strategy. Just make sure he's the last car to pit road and not bleeding too much time to the fastest car on track. Lazo and Norgard are going to have lap traffic here to navigate while they still continue their battle.
So I believe we still have 20 on the lead lap. I think Huckleberry might be the last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, Huckleberry is just about a corner ahead of Harrow. So is Osborne, but he's already a lap down. 2 laps down.
Yeah, there's Huckleberry. See right behind him that yellow and orange familiar Pinheiro Corinthian Bread King liveried sponsored livery there. Once again, if you're just joining us, thank you very much for joining us. You are watching ERN's coverage of round 1 of 12 of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series 3-wide TV Indy 300, coming to you from Homestead Miami Speedway, where Adriano Pinero currently leads. There he is, 4-wide Pinero. And we lead with just about 70 laps to go, give or take. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. That is next week. We will be at Motegi on the oval. And then the week after that, we'll be on the road course at Motegi. Kind of a bit of a doubleheader, and it's consecutive weeks, and then we'll take a week off. And then the schedule shall resume for round 4.
Guard out of shape on the backstretch that time. Just got a little loose off of 2.
Here's Ethan Stanley looking at Kevin Hayes now to try to get into the top 10. In the Blue Egg sponsored car, one of the title sponsors. Platinum Premier sponsors. I'm going to give them some TV time.
They know how to write an ad.
They do. They like their motorsport puns.
Know their target audience.
That's for sure. Now, if you like this type of thing, tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, you can join Clindy and myself over on the Velocity Online Racing channel. And for their Vor Iconic Series, that's a DW12. And we'll be racing at Gateway. And the last time we raced those DW12s in that league at Gateway, it was the monumental upsets of all upsets.
David really did slay Goliath.
Yeah, won.
Bill Cawley Jr.
Bill Cawley won that race, yes. Beating out one of the strong Brazilian drivers there. But yeah, check that out if you're in a nothing better to do on a Sunday or a Friday afternoon while you're at work at the office. I let you watch YouTube. Check us out 3 p.m. Eastern over on Velocity Online Racing Channel. DW12s at Gateway. And then on.
If they don't,
What's that?
On your phone.
Yeah, do it on your phone.
Even if they don't let you watch
do it
YouTube.
on your phone.
Yeah, on your phone. No one has to know. I won't tell.
And then on Saturday at 3 p.m., the Vor IndyCar Series will also be at Gateway at 3 p.m. Eastern. That'll be myself and Jalopnik.com's Ryan Eric King. We'll talk IndyCar racing news during the middle of that broadcast. That's all this weekend over on Vor, where you can catch more of me. Of course, make sure to ring the bell here for the subscription when you subscribe to the ERN, because we know you are. Subscribe to ERN, ring the bell, and they have all sorts of Cup and Xfinity and trucks. ARCA Series action up and down the schedule. You don't want to miss it. Of course, check back on Thursdays. That's when the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series runs. That's where you will hear me bringing you the action. Currently watching Jordan Evans. Now here's Pinero with Huckleberry. Huckleberry gets down out of the way. And very good etiquette there. Very safely done. Gave Pinero the high side, ducks out of the way, lets him on by, picks up his pace, continues going. Unfortunately, out of all this, he's a lap down, but he is running a very clean race. Next up for Pinero is Terrell.
Second and a half, Benzie trying to get around Huckleberry. He spent 2 or 3 laps too long on the bottom before he committed to the top.
Benzie is now joined this battle for second. This Benzie, Del Porto, and Evans. 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here.
Can't ask for more than a 3-car race for second, can you? Maybe for first, right? That's the only better thing.
Indica Scarlet around Hector. Move Indica up to 5th. You know, close battles on the racetrack. Logan Spath, haven't shouted him out much. Here he is running behind Casey Pahutsky. Logan's still working on that oval craft. Although he got his first...
He just blew the doors off Del Porto. He's going to get Owens here in the next corner, too.
Here he goes. Let's talk about Logan. He got his first oval win at Talladega. Oh, look at this on the high side.
I called it, man.
Yes, you did.
got one car left to worry about and 4.4 seconds to a race. He's got plenty of time, 58 laps. That's less than a tenth of a second a lap.
Imagine if he didn't get caught out or pitting wise, that caution didn't come out just shortly after he pitted. Got run on the high side over Osborne there. He'd probably have a really big lead.
Huge. He'd have like a 9-second lead, I think. Pinheiro now has clean track, and Bensi has those two lappers in front, Lovern and Huckleberry, to deal with. He'll be in the same position that Pinheiro was 15, 20 laps ago. Bensi's really rolling the top. He's getting good momentum and passing these lappers with ease. He made up 0.4 of a second that lap. Pinheiro is in trouble. We're going to have a fight for the lead here in a little under 10 laps if he continues at that pace.
3. Well, let's bring up the battle box here. Boom, there it is. And that's just the 3 seconds to Huckleberry. We don't even have the battle to the lead.
Scarlett's going to throw a slider here on Collazo.
Hunter Smith on the inside of Kevin Hayes. That's Norgard, excuse me. And Hunter Smith, almost clear. Almost clear. Norgard fights back on the high side. Hunter Smith tucks back in, gives another shot.
Interesting to note, Gary, we've encountered a bit of a technical problem on the racetrack.
Norgard in the wall, scuffed up a lot of speed, and he had to let Hunter Smith on by. That's what happens when you live on the high side. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Not only is he on the high side, he's also dealing with a track temperature that's currently 20 degrees higher than it was just 5 laps ago. Something happened in the iRacing code, and the track temp just shot up to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. It was about 90 degrees Fahrenheit not too long ago.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, I'm just checking the conditions right now. Put it on the screen for everybody.
Yeah, you'll see it tick down. It's already down to 99 degrees Fahrenheit, but just 2 or 3 laps ago, it was about 10, 15 degrees hotter than that even. When previously, it was about 15 degrees cooler than it is right now.
Yeah, this is one of those things that I wish SDK had a button that says, just show me the weather. That's all I want to see, the weather, nothing else. And they don't have that button. But there you see in the picture, Caleb Bensi now, 3.4 to Pinheiro.
I think this weather change has played into Bensi's hand. I think that's a big reason why the top has been working so well for him. The hotter the track is, the harder it is to hold the bottom. I got a full-time weatherman in the booth, Gary. Help us out.
I do work with the Catalyst, Andrew Wood, over in the Dark Horse Series, and he is a bona fide, he has a degree of meteorology, so he knows. One time I tried to talk weather in the broadcast, and I really shouldn't have. He started laughing at me, and I realized halfway through what I was saying, I'm like, why am I even doing this? Why would I even talk? Jim Herrick on pit road.
Yeah, final stops here can kind of kick off whenever. Pinheiro has 2 laps on Bensi and 3.5 seconds. So if Bensi hits pit road, expect Pinheiro to come the next lap. They'll cover him off. That's probably the winning strategy for Pinheiro.
Elite Norgard on pit road. Looking for, this should be, and they'll bring up the tree again. Oop, there it is. Could be a final stop for everybody here.
A lot of the cars that are on the lead lap, Del Porto, Owens, Collazo, Sora, Scarlett, and Smith, they could all try diving to pit road now and watch the 2 leaders stay out late, long, trying not to get caught by a yellow. That undercut will allow them to make up a ton of time, and if there is a yellow after they all cycle through, they can come in and get tires again after making up all that track position.
William White, Casey Pahutsky on pit road for their final stops. Watching Adriano Pinero. When's he going to make that turn down pit road? Your top 2 are exactly where they started. Pinero was your pole sitter. Caleb Bency was second. Caleb led very much the first of very much all the first stint, pretty much. And then when he came to pit road, shortly after he came to pit road, then the second caution came out and caught him where he had to actually race his way back to up where he is. I think overall, the course of this entire race, Caleb Bency is probably your fastest car all race long, but because of that caution and him having to drive so deep into the field to get back up here, that has given Pinero the cushion he needs, and actually he's kind of pulled out a little bit now. 3.7 seconds. It was a little as 3.5. Yeah, Herrick kind of in the way a little bit. Not really in a little bit.
With these cars, if you're anywhere within 2 seconds of the guy in front of you, dirty air will matter. It's nothing malicious that Herrick is doing, but Bency's tires are old. He's had to work really hard to get where he is versus
That's
Pinero
Bency back there, that little dot that we're watching out the backside of Herrick's car. Next race we have, I'll have a telestrator. I should be able to circle that car for you. But today, the telestrator is not working.
Just look at how much faster those lapped cars are on fresh tires. They're just going to blow by your leader here. And he has trimmed the lead down to 3 seconds, and he's committing to pit road.
There it is, pit road.
So if he gets a very good in-lap and out-lap, Adriano's really good, right? I don't expect him to lose 3 seconds to his in-lap and out-lap, but the one extra lap he's running here on old tires, if he doesn't pit now, that's a second, right? And if you lost half a second in and half a second out, Bency will be 1 second behind you. He does not pit. This is a huge mistake. Pinheiro, like, going long is fine, but he's going too long. Lap times are so bad right now, and there's so few laps left remaining in the race. This is a death blow for him. If he does not come to pit road this lap, he will lose this race.
Here he comes down the backstretch. He's staying high. Jim Herrick's right with him. He is staying out.
This race is over. Caleb Bency won this race. I know we have a long way to go. If there's no yellow, Caleb Bency will win this race.
Bency re-enters at at fifth. Sora now fourth. He's on pit road. He's down and away. There's Mark Reblis. Oh, Sora does not want to see that. It's a slower car in front of him coming off of pit road. So he does not want to see that trying to come up to speed. He's hoping that Mark's really going to oh, he's just going to pass him on the road. You can do that. You can do that. Pinheiro still running.
Racetrack.
Del Porto still running as well. Hunter Smith comes in. He's down and away. He's done with his final stop. Bency's going to pass Hunter Smith on pit road.
I know Adriano's good, but I don't think he's good enough to make up, like, Bency in the lead is going to be very difficult to pass.
Del Porto pit road, yep. And Bency was right behind him. So he's lost that position.
Pinheiro's coming this lap.
Getting down on an extremely flat and slippery access road. He is hustling it. He is really hustling it.
Not to speed, no speeding penalty here. I think he will be 1.75 seconds behind Caleb Bency. That's my estimate.
All right, we'll see. Caleb gets on by. Now put him on the same lap. Watching Caleb on pit road, or watching Caleb going down the backstretch. Pinero, just now going up on the jacks.
That's what happens when you have the pole. You have to go all the way down pit road before you can get
Down and
service.
away. Vincey on the front stretch. Pinero on the access road. Here comes Vincey in the 1. Pinero down low in the access road.
I was wrong. Gary, I was wrong.
He's got to hustle it, though. It looked like it was a good shot. He had a good shot. I think Pinero might have saved himself by hustling it in down on the pit entry road. But now he's running side by side with the 81, and he does not want to do that. And the 81's not letting him clear up high. Well, you might almost clip the apron there. I know he touched the white line.
So Adriano's outlap was 1.5 seconds faster than Caleb Bensey's outlap.
That's all, but that's just kind of hustling it on those access roads then.
Yeah, absolutely. That 1.5 seconds that I thought Bensey would have on Pinero was all made up on the flat part of the racetrack.
Tonight's race sponsorship is sponsored by 3Y TV with over 800 videos available on their channel. 3WTV covers everything from Cup to Xfinity to trucks and so much more. To learn more about 3WTV, subscribe to them on YouTube at youtube.com/@3YTV.com or 3YTV, excuse me, or follow them on Twitter at @3YTV. Again, that's 3 spelled out THREEYTV. For more information, hit them up at one of those two places. That's 3YTV, your affordable quality cartoon race car broadcaster. I thank them for their sponsorship.
Can't beat the price of free, can ya?
Also want to thank Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with your experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting you with your customers. With I said New Egg. That's because I've been looking for a new computer. For Blue Egg, you can always find the pole position, or you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, click on their link in the description. And if you're just joining us, we just completed another round of pit stops. This is the ERN's coverage of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. 3Y TV Indy 300 coming to you from Homestead Miami Speedway. We've completed 170 of 200 laps. We're in the final stages here of this race, where your leader is Adriano Pinero, who started from the pole. Did not lead early, but through pit stops and some hustling has got himself up to the lead and has now got himself a bit of a cushion, about 2.8 seconds over Caleb Bensey, who started next to him on the front row. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race, because ERN and the ERL has a lot of them. Almost every day of the week, you're going to find a race here. You ring that bell, they'll let you know. Let's reset the field here before we get to the final 10 laps. Caleb Bensey is second. Hector Collazo, very excellent run for him, up 20 spots. Jordan Owens is in third. He is up, is a fourth, up 6 spots. Victor Del Porto is in fifth, just getting around Indica Scarlet in sixth. Indica Scarlet has been in the top 10 pretty much all day. Didn't start there, but quickly drove into the top 10 and has been there ever since she's got there. She is currently in sixth. Presley Sora is in seventh. I believe Sora and so Sora is on fast track racing, but he has a livery that looks very similar to some of the guys up in front of him. But side by side, Hunter Smith, Kevin Hayes, there's a battle for position in the top 10. There's a battle for 8th right here. Hunter's been battling somebody all day, and he grabbed the apron, and it got a little squirrely in the middle of 3 and 4. It's going to cost him some momentum. He's going to have to reset. Oh. And he's got his teammate right behind him, Ethan Stanley. Ethan's in 10th. He's up 12 spots. A lot of big gainers in your top 10 today, Blendy.
Yeah, Colazo, the third car on the podium, bronze medal, up 20 spots, 2-0. I usually don't have 20 cars in the race that I'm racing against.
Other close battles on the racetrack, a battle between William White and Greg Forsyth. I so badly want to say Willard White every time I see William White.
Walter White?
Well, you know who Willard White is, right? That's from
White.
James Bond. He was the.
Whoa! Pinheiro just got cut off.
Oh.
Husky just put his attenuator right in front of the front wing. That's gonna kill it. There's only a 1.5 second
It
gap.
did.
Now.
It really did. It cut the gap down to under 2 seconds.
23 laps to go. Vance needs a 10th a lap now.
Yeah, Willard White was that
So
Howard Hughes character that lived at the top of the. I forget what Bond movie it was, but he lived at the top of the casino there in Las Vegas. But oh yeah, Pinheiro is definitely on a mission now. Now he knows that time's ticking down because he did not give himself much room to slide up in front of Jim Herrick, and he just took it. But here comes Bency.
Just look at the little flag next to his name rail. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Bency now has to deal with those same two lappers who did not give any room to the leader. We'll see if they treat the second car.
But I bet Jim Herrick gives them a little bit of room. Those two have raced against each other dozens of races, I'm sure. They know each other. I'm sure that Herrick might give Bency a little bit of leeway.
But Pahutski's racing Herrick.
This is a battle for position. This is a battle for 17th.
Pinheiro clears Spath, who was the Stowe Racing teammate of Bency up ahead.
Well,
Spath goes back to the bottom.
Spath is back on the bottom, and I don't think he is definitely not. Oh, I don't think he's giving Adriano any favors right now, trying to help out Caleb Bency, his teammate.
I wonder if
I don't think purposely trying to help him out that badly, though. That was, but he's definitely not cutting them any corners. Neither's Jim Herrick. I thought Jim would let Caleb go. Now he's trying to, there he goes. Caleb weaves a little bit back on the backstretch, gets around Jim.
Pinheiro just put a boatload of dirty air on Spath. It was well-deserved, and I think Pinheiro's going to drive away with it now.
19 to go.
You got to play both sides to always come out on top. I picked Pinheiro in the pre-race, and I was a little wrong on the strategy call there. It was because the drivers did a great job getting through that green flag pit cycle. No yellows, and a lot of hustle on the flat of the racetrack.
Let's get another side-by-side in, and then we'll get down to this last 10 laps. Another side-by-side with Worldwide Technology Raceway. Right back.
The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race. It's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
We're back. And you want to check out this battle right here. Battle for third between Del Porto and Colazo. And Del Porto now up to third now.
Taking care of those tires pays dividends.
Now can Del Porto catch Caleb? I don't think
on the apron.
What's been he's loose into the inside wall. Crashes. Are we going to go caution? That's it. Oh my goodness.
Changes everything. Pinheiro's in the wall.
What the heck just happened? pandemonium occurring on the racetrack in the late going here. Let's just check this out. Just check this out. What happened? Let's check Pinero.
Pinero had a wheel failure.
And I need to get a camera on him. I'm trying to get a camera on him. Okay, let's go back again. Here it is. Just coming, and he doesn't turn. He has a mechanical.
Like I said, Gary, you got to play both sides to come out on top.
And then Del Porto right before this.
Takers to pit road.
Then before this, watch Del Porto. Watch this in the middle of the corner. Oh, apron bad, apron bad, apron bad. And around he goes. But I don't think he caused the caution. I think it might have been Pinero that, well, I don't know. He was off the racetrack. It might have been the Pinero that caused the caution. So what do you do? What do you do? I think you stay out if you're Caleb Bency. Try to get get the cameras going here. Would you stop doing that? Too many camera choices with this new camera pack we have. It's a great angles, just a lot of choices. It's like going in an ice cream shop with a million flavors. Bency is now, and he's inherited the lead. Okay, so behind him, that's Pahutsky is coming to pit road. Jim Herrick is staying out. Terrell's coming to pit road. Who is behind Terrell? That is Presley Sora? No. Still learning a lot of these names.
Colazzo.
Oh, Colazzo coming in. I thought he would stay out.
Well, the lappers are going to cycle to the rear here.
Yes.
So having fresh tires will give you 10 laps to do whatever you can with all the other lead lap cars. There are only 14 cars on the lead lap, but it looks like Colazzo is the only car on the lead lap who's committed to getting fresh rubber here.
Well, that resets everything. Our third caution of the day, and pandemonium here in the late going, where we had two of the Brazilians. You know how we have synchronized swimming in the Olympics? Well, we had not nearly synchronized crashing, but synchronized time-wise crashing. As
Gary, I think something happened to their internet provider. They both lost connection to upload packet loss at the same time. They both had their incident at the same time.
Wow. So maybe something happened to the Brazilian carriers or something, but they both went out. So that, at the same time, you're right. That is no coincidence. So that hands the lead over to Caleb Bency. Jordan Owens, and I called him Evans and Edwards today. So Jordan Owens, he is now second. Presley Sora is in third. Indica Scarlett is in fourth. Hunter Smith is in fifth. Kevin Hayes is in sixth. Justin Vandermolen, we had someone shout him out early in the race. We haven't really talked much about him. He's up 22 spots to P7 and has a shot to gain more spots here when we go green. Logan Spath, who by my standards of how I know him, is not having a good day, but he always seems to be at the end in the top 10, and that's exactly where he is. He is currently 8th. Actually kind of recovering from, he started a lot higher than that. He's -2 from where he started, so he's been kind of in recover mode all day. Leighton Norgard, we've seen him up in the top 5 for a lot of the day. He is 9th, and Ethan Stanley is in 10th. Craig Forsyth, we haven't shouted him out a lot today, but he's in 11th. Chad Frankenfeld, he's in 12th, and we have not really seen much of Chad since the early stages of the race. The good news for Chad is normally he's a victim of other drivers' circumstances, and he has kept it clean and green and is looking at a finish here. Hopefully, with these 12 laps to go, he can bring it home. William White is in 13th. Colazzo, who was in second place, I believe, came to pit road for new tires. I'm not sure that was the best move. But he is the last car on the lead lap right now. Jimmy Herrick is in 15th. Ryan Huckleberry, in his very first race here in the series is in 16th. Nick Terrell is in 17th. Casey Pahusky is in 18th. We are getting ready to go next time by. We're reshaping the order where all of the cars on the lead lap are going to be in direct contact with another. So the first 14 cars on this racetrack, and Herrick should be out of the way. Not sure why.
It's because they have to do it manually because the iRacing restart would have been with 11 to go, and the league restart is with 10 to go.
All right, so that is not, they're not going to manually do it then. So Herrick is not on the lead lap between himself, and that is also Osborne not on the lead lap between himself and Owens and Bency. We'll go to green with 10 to go. The 2024A Indy 500 winner looking at a second career ERL win and 2 starts. Green flag in the 1, Caleb Bency all by himself. He's starting to pull away, trying his best to put as much space between those 2 lap cars and Jordan Edwards in second. Edwards already underneath, on top of 1, and that is Osborne getting out of the way. Owens cannot let up because he's going to have Presley Sora on him. Now Sora wants this position. Oh my goodness! Owens almost touches wheels with Osborne. That would have been catastrophic. We got 2 cars spinning to the back. Norgard's one of them, and it's Craig Forsyth. Everybody climbing and grabbing. We also got another car involved there. That is Nick Terrell. Didn't see what happened there. So let's go. Let's check this out.
So Norgard and Forsyth are racing in a pack. Norgard is trying to undercut or cross over a lap car on exit of corner and cuts down on Craig.
Oh, that was bad. He was not clear. That was not a good move, and he took out. Took out Craig. Poor Craig. Okay, so what happened to Terrell? Oh, Terrell just coming up to speed. Watch this. He's sizing up Huckleberry. It's like too much weight jacker. He forgot to lower the weight jacker coming up to when you're coming up to speed. You can't have your weight jacker up as high when you're coming up to speed because you'll be loose like that because you don't have all the downforce that you normally have on the car. And he lost it. And so 2 incidents again at the same time, but this time not related to any international internet. So now there's only
nice clean race going.
Yeah, and then we're on our 4th caution of the day. 7 to go. So we're coming to 6 to go. At best, we're probably going to go green 5 to go. We might go green 4 to go. Caleb Bency is your leader. Between him and P2 is Jimmy Herrick. Herrick is probably going to now get cycled to the back.
Yeah, all the lappers now will get cycled to the back with 1 to go.
Again, if you're just joining us, we're very, very late into this 300-miler at Homestead. This is ERN's coverage of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series 3-wide TV Indy 300 coming to you from Homestead, Miami. We've completed now 193 laps of 200. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. You can join us earlier. The action has been pretty good this race. The middle stints were a little boring at times because Pinero had a big lead, but since then, Caleb has worked his way up into the lead pack. He was your leader very, very early, and after his pit stop, we got our 2nd caution of the day, and the number of people that stopped with him then were cycled to the back. Pinero was coming to pit road when that caution came out. He avoided the penalty of losing spots by coming to pit road. He probably could have made it before the light came on, but he decided to go around and then pitted again, and then he cycled to the front. So that's how Pinero got, and then he led a great portion of the probably the middle third of this race. Maybe you can call it the middle half to 2/3 or 3/4 portion of this race. In the last quarter, though, it's really been Caleb Bensey running him down as he started deep in the pack on that second restart. Slowly worked his way up, mainly by the benefit of capitalizing on really good pit stops. He is now your leader. Jordan Owens is up 8 spots. He is now second. Presley Sora up 13 is in third. Those two will probably be battling right off the bat. Sora wants to get up there as quickly as he can. Indica Scarlett will be the most interested party here. She has worked her way up 13 spots, but she has really been in the top 10 much of this day and has been a player. And as she normally does in these races, gets her car in a position to at least get a very solid finish. If things go right, though, might be looking at a podium. There you see the lapped cars getting cycled to the bottom. But we will go green with, I think we're going to go green with 3 to go. I think that's how it's going to work.
3.5, depending on when Bensey decides to hit the accelerator. Last time he went really late.
Speaking of Jim Herrick there in the 4D Racewear. 4D Racewear are one of our Platinum Premier partners. 4D Racewear are makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racers by sim racers. 4D's sim racing shoes are custom engineered to connect racers to their pedals in a way no other shoe can, providing comfort needed for those IndyCar Triple Crown 500-mile races and beyond. Visit 4dracewear.com and check out the original racing gloves for your feet. That's 4D Racewear. The link is in the description.
They're going green this time. They're not doing the additional lap.
All right, so stewards are going to want to give an extra lap here to the finish of this race. Caleb just needs to wait on when he wants to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag and a good jump, and the weave begins on the front stretch. Oh, Sora sizing up Owens. Hunter Smith sizing up Indica Scarlett. This is all Caleb wants to see. Caleb, your leader by 5/10. Oh, what on the white line. Owens and Sora, big blocks being thrown. Indica Scarlett, Hunter Smith side by side. Caleb by himself, leader by 7. Owens slide jumps for Presley Sora. Sora's out, got the position underneath. Hunter Smith now around Indica Scarlett. Caleb Bensey, your leader by 8/10. Now 9/10. Now a second. 3 wide down the backstretch with Caleb's teammate Stowe teammate Logan Spath. He loses 2 spots, but he's down to 9th. Bensey looking at 2 to go.
Smith is going to have a big run on Owens here coming into turn 1. He gets blocked.
Whoa. Here comes Indica Scarlett. Bensey off of 3, into 4, down to the bottom, looking at the white flag. Final lap. This white flag is brought to you by, white flag lap is brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your sim racing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. And getting the most out of the experience today is Caleb Bensey, the Indy 500 winner, off of 2, down the backstretch, into 3, into 4, and what a battle to fight back from the mid-pack to the front to the mid-pack, back to the front. Caleb Bensey, your winner here at Homestead Miami. He is 2 for 2 in races in the ERL.
And Stanley snookered Indica Scarlett out of a top 5 in the last turn of the race. What a fight from Caleb Bensey. Universe aligned against him, and then aligned for him, all within the same evening.
And we got Caleb doing spin outs.
He earned them, Gary. Let him eat his donuts.
Yes.
Let him eat. The man's been cooking all night. Let him eat.
All right, and let's get into the interview room. But before we do, let's get the race results up here on the screen for you. If they will come up. Or do I have to go to live TV to do it? I can't queue up my replays that way. Interesting.
What are you having issues with?
Race results are not coming up.
Did you click on the actual race thing? Yeah, like at the bottom of the thing, I think you have to actually click on like feature and then hit results.
Okay. And display. This is me learning SDK. Everybody. I'm hitting features. Where are results? Where am I looking for? All right, let's just do it the old-fashioned way with iRacing here. There you go. Caleb Benson, your winner. Presley Sora, second. Jordan Owens, a third. So good race for them. Hunter Smith, Ethan Stanley, Indica Scarlett. Those three fought each other tooth and nail in the last 2 laps. Great finish. Chad Frankenfeld, great recovery. He works his way up in the top 10. Vandermaal and Gonzalo, they are in the finished, say, 8th and 9th. And Kevin Hayes rounds out the remainder of the top 10. And we'll just get this out, and I can read everybody else. But, yeah, I'm not sure why the race results aren't coming up. Yeah, not coming up. Anyways, let's get into the interview room. And let's bring in Jordan Owens. Jordan, welcome to the booth. You're here with Clindy and Gary. Congratulations on the podium. You were kind of all in the top 10 all day long, really. But just some fierce battling out there, especially in the closing late stages there with Presley. First of all, talk about your race, and then the big moves you were putting on. You and Presley are putting on each other to try to fight each other off for finishing P2 right there at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty good there at the end. At the end of the stint, so I fell off pretty bad. So I was just trying to hold on to a top 3 finish because I ran up front the whole race. So yeah, if I'm being completely honest, I kind of surprised myself. I didn't expect to even be near the top 10 at all tonight. So after that first stint, when I was in the top, 4 or 5, I got up to second, and I was like, the car feels pretty good. So just kind of made sure to run consistent lines, try to hug the bottom of the turns and not go in too hot. And, we kind of locked into a P3.
Go ahead, Clindy.
Jordan, I'm glad you listened to my advice while you were on the track. Must have had the broadcast brought up while you were listening in, or you just know your way around this joint. Backing up early for a nice run off the corner is always a good secret to having a good finish here at Homestead today. But what secured you your podium were some monster blocks on Hunter Smith. Tell me what was going through your mind when you took the high line from him going into 1 with just a few laps to go.
Oh, man, I thought we were both done. It was like he's probably cussing me, and rightfully so. I was just doing anything I could. And I know before that last caution, I put the block on Presley, and it was like being bump drafted at Talladega or something going down the straightaway right before the caution came out. It's late in the race. You got to go a little bit more aggressive. I was just trying to not throw it away, but, it all worked out. it's been a hot minute since I've done an interview of any kind, so I guess it's been a pretty good night. I can't complain.
Yeah, you succeeded in your task. No wrecked race car, and you brought it home third. Congratulations. Do you have any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to give a call to?
Well, my family doesn't really watch. My wife probably enjoys having a few hours to herself when I'm doing this. But, and, who can blame her? Has to put up with me all the time. But all the guys at Fueled Up Racing, Justin, he does all our paints, and he's my teammate here in the IndyCar League. We're Slato teammates, in Cup and stuff. And then one cool thing, actually, is my first race with a new paint. I got a new sponsor, so I'd like to give a shout out to Brake Hard and Matt and all the work he does there. So kind of worked out. We'll take it.
Well, congratulations and good luck at Motegi, which I believe is the next stop on the schedule.
Yeah, it's a fun one, so looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Well, congratulations on the P3. We'll catch you at the Land of the Rising Sun here next week.
All right, see you guys.
All right, let's get him down back to the waiting room, and let's bring up. There's Caleb. He actually see him made it. I was like wondering where he was, but there we go. Let's bring in Presley Sora. Presley Sora, congratulations, P2, 14 spots improved on the day. Talk about your race. You probably were in the vicinity of that first caution. I think when that happened, what did you see anything from your point of view from that first caution that really took out 10 cars at like lap 4?
Yeah, I saw it in my mirror. I think I called out, "Oh my God, they're wrecking! Oh no!" And yeah, I'm glad I was ahead of that one and not behind it.
Yeah, I wasn't real sure where you were in relation because it kind of happened in the mid pack, and I know that you started 14th, but you were starting to work your way up then. But let's go ahead and talk about never mind the rest of the race, but just go ahead and talk about the end there because man, not quite I guess it was kind of a green-white checker, I guess, but a heck of a battle between you and Jordan there at the end. Each one throwing massive blocks on one another, flashing dirty air on one another, all in good sportsmanship, I'm sure. But talk about that late battle.
Yeah, I wish I could have gotten him there before that last caution. I think I would have had a good shot at Caleb, but yeah, we were racing hard, and I wasn't really sure on that last restart what the line rule was, so I forced it down under him off of 2, and then I was like, I better back out of that because I don't want to get a penalty for something stupid like that. So I backed out, got him in 3 and 4, but by that point, Caleb was already about the other side of Florida, so couldn't really catch him at that point, but I'm happy with P2. I ran this race tonight on literally no practice. I went out with like 1 minute of practice left, and then I ran 1 lap and got destroyed, so that was my practice for the night, and then I ran the 2 qualifying laps, and then we sent it in the race. So I didn't even have everything bound on my wheel by the time we took the green, so I pit on that first caution just to bind things to the wheel. And yeah, crazy race. P2's higher than I would have expected, but I'm pretty happy with it.
Go ahead, Clindy.
You obviously learned a lot in the race if you binned it in practice, but then brought it home to P2. What can you tell someone who's never been to Homestead before what your strategy was to pick your way up through the field?
I think the biggest thing is just get to the outside of people. It's really hard to complete a pass on the bottom, and I mean, there's a few times I'd try to force it low, and if they pinch you off, that's pretty much all I wrote. So if you can get to the outside of someone, they really don't have much of an option other than lift or destroy you. So that was really the only way that I picked people off, and really the whole race I was running the top. There was very few moments where I drove down on the inside, so I think the top worked better than most expected it, and it was nice though. Both lanes were pretty even, especially on fresh tires. You could make moves anywhere, so the top lane worked for me. That's where I was the most comfortable, but it seemed to be a little bit different for everybody else. But yeah, I picked him off, slowly but surely, but we made it up to P2 at the end.
Well, I can't agree more. I think Homestead's one of the best tracks on the service here, a way to show everyone at home how you can move your way up and cut your way through a field. Do you have any friends, family, shout-outs, or sponsors you'd like to give a call to?
Yeah, shout out to all of Fast Track Racing, and especially John Szulczewski tonight. He was my spotter, and and crew chief at the same time. So he made some really good calls, and we ran long in pretty much every stint, especially that first one, and it allowed us to get a little bit of a fuel advantage to where we could push really hard at the end. So I don't think this P2 would have happened without his strategy calls. So yeah, definitely shout out to him.
Well, congratulations on
your
yeah. Go right ahead, Clinty. I was going to. We were just echoing each other. We actually know we've worked with each other so much. We now know what each one says. So congratulations on the P3. Go ahead and go get some celebrating done, and we will catch you in a week in Motegi.
Alrighty, thank you. I'm going to win one of these things this season, finally.
We'll be happy to talk about it when you get to victory lane.
Thank you.
All right, and let's go ahead and bring up Caleb. Here's Caleb. Caleb Benzie in the booth here with Gary and Clindy. We're making a habit of this, man. You start showing up for ERL races and winning them, and then me in the booth calling them for you. Well, 2 for 2 for your races at least.
Yeah, man, I can't complain too much. Man. Happy to be talking to you again. But
well, let's start talking about early on in the race. So you started up front. You got around Adriano very quickly. You pulled away. You controlled the entire first stint, and then we had one caution in there that happened. But other than that, you controlled the first stint. We get to the first pit stop. You hit pit road. You're leaving pit road. You're starting to get everything up to speed and everything. And maybe a lap or two after you hit pit road, here comes the caution. What are you thinking there?
Of course. It's just I don't know. Obviously I've been on the lucky end. It's just how it all works. But it feels like, on the ovals, it's just sometimes just doesn't quite fall your way. And funny enough, at Homestead too, it seems to be the case, because there was an RAL race where I pretty much led the whole thing, and then that exact thing happened on the very last pit stop.
Very late in the race, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, and had to drive all the way back through the field. But yeah, so kind of like, oh, of course. But like I said in the RAL race, kind of was able to drive back through the field, and figured, I'm like, well, I still have 3/4 of a race left, so a little bit more time to try to make it all the way back to the front. But yeah, I just try to be super, I don't know, under control or just disciplined and not over driving. Like, I used to be so bad at this track and just overdrove and burned the right front off and all this stuff. And
easy to do.
Yeah, I feel like finally over the last few races here, I've just really clicked and was able to save the tires a ton. And like towards the end of the stints, still felt great. Like, was still picking people off and stuff. So yeah, those are the best type of wins, though. Just coming from the back like that, and yeah, that was a great time.
Well, go ahead, Clindy. You called it at one point that he was going to win this race, but he didn't quite come out in front of Pinero like we projected him to. But Clindy actually called it right after the last stop that you're going to win it. But we missed the pit stop. Pinero must have had an awesome pit in road there. But Clindy, what questions you got for him?
I was just going to ask, do you think you could have caught Pinheiro if there had not been a Brazilian internet explosion?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's how both Brazilian drivers at the same time.
I'm not entirely sure. It was pretty hard to catch a leader, and I was pushing pretty hard. Like, I thought I was going to hopefully jump him too when he was staying out, but I think I was pushing a little hard on the right front, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't enough like I was doing earlier to go out and close gaps and catch and pass people. So I don't know. I think it was still possible, but probably would have needed some good lap traffic here and there or something. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's unfortunate to hear, but from there, just try to nail the restarts, try to get away, don't let anyone beat me into 3, and I feel like once I got to 3 on a restart with the lead, I felt pretty comfortable with what I was doing. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I guess it all worked out.
Well, I'm sure.
2 more questions for you.
No, go right ahead. No, you ask your questions, man. That's the winner.
First one is, where do you put Homestead on the list of tracks in iRacing? Where does it rank?
Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I truly think Homestead's like, quote unquote, like a perfect mile and a half track, like relatively symmetrical, the progressive banking, multiple grooves and stuff. I wish we had a little more downforce. That's probably the biggest, not just this race, but in general, it seems to be lacking a bit at Homestead. But I do think it's one of the best oval tracks out there. It's kind of got everything you want and can make different stuff work. You can, I was just telling my dad, actually, I really, really, really enjoy these types of races where it's not just master throttle and packs and 3-4 wireless stuff. Like, you have to be so precise and so like disciplined and time your passes and time your runs and everything. That's the type of stuff I really enjoy. So yeah, that was after tonight. That definitely jumped up a few rankings.
Awesome. And then the last question I have for you: do you have any friends, family,
Oh, he knows the
sponsors,
drill.
games on Steam, or other shout outs you want to tell people about?
Well, obviously, thanks to you guys, first of all. I know family and friends as always is watching, so shout out to you guys as well. And yeah, P1 Broadcasting. I know you guys have probably referenced it.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Yeah, excited for that. And yeah, for any new viewers on URL here, Migo Sakira, if you're ever in the Northeast Ohio area, best Mexican food around. So check them out, Blossom Road Flowers as well. And yeah, I mean, that after that yellow, I wasn't very happy, but to end up, on the top step here and start the season, couldn't ask for much better than that.
Well, next up is Motegi, which is another track I've got a feeling you're going to do well at. But in the meantime, congratulations. Go celebrate, and then get your practice laps in, because I know that you'll be doing that as well. So we'll see you next week, but go enjoy the big win tonight.
Yep, appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And again, I'm trying to get the results to pop up, and then they just are not popping up. I don't get why they're not popping up. Probably one of these things where they'll come back and say, oh, you just have to restart the overlay. Anyways, Clindy, thanks for coming in at the last notice. We only found out yesterday Derik, who normally I've been working with him tonight, was not going to be able to make it. So I said, hey, let me check with one of my guys. And Clindy was able to say, yeah, I'll do this. And then he popped in. Thanks for being a team player once more. I know it pains you to be away from the wife. I don't blame you. With I've seen now what she cooks on her channel, so I don't want to miss any of that cooking myself. But tell me about what are your thoughts of the final thoughts of the race, and then let's look forward at Motegi, because I know you got some experience there.
So I know I beat the drum a lot of saying I enjoyed watching the race I broadcasted, and I thought, we had a great, most exciting race ever, but really this one did deliver. We had cars 3 wide, we had pit strategy, we had drama, unexpected accidents, and technical issues for cars who were leading or in competition. So unfortunate for them, but very fortunate for the viewers at home. We had a come-from-behind victory from a driver who was dominant early in the day. Just things to watch all day long with a racetrack that never disappoints. Motegi, on the other hand, is going to be a little more technical. So if you tune in next week, you'll see people who have to hit the line exactly right every single lap in one half of the corners. And in the other half of the corners, you can do whatever you want. And that's what makes Motegi fun, is that you can send it top or bottom in turn 1 or 2, and then in 3 and 4 you've got to hit the bottom. So hopefully we'll see somebody come away with a win, just as in dramatic fashion as Caleb Bensi did tonight.
Well, and if Derik ever needs someone to fill in again, I know who I'm going to grab. All right, well, that's going to do
Depends on what Julia made. Depends on what's on the menu.
That's true. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium for the 3-wide TV Indy 300. Caleb Bensi, second career win here in the ERL with the big dub over Presley Sora, who surprised himself even with the P2. And Jordan Edwards, I noticed the guys in 2 and 3 are like, I'm surprised I got here. And Caleb's like, I know I should have been there. So I like how everyone was kind of half the field was surprised, and the other half was like, I belong there anyways. And I think really the way the things worked out is, things work out for a reason. Those guys in second and third made great calls. Presley Sora, Jordan Owens is second and third in tonight. That is your podium here from Homestead Miami. Join ERN again next Thursday for round 2 of the Elite Racing League's 2024B Warriors for Peace series, as the teams and drivers head to the land of the rising sun of Japan to visit the 1.5-mile Motegi Oval for the at IndyCar1909.com Japan Indy 300. Coverage should begin around 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's 7:45 p.m. Eastern. And as always, you can find everything on here on YouTube at youtube.com/, well, let's just do the keyword search. Keyword search Elite Racing Network. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not an easy one, so please support ERN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. And I want to thank everybody that participated in the chat. Thank you very much. Your interaction with us always makes these races that much better. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of ERN's other iRacing programming. Like I said, they have a lot of it almost every day of the week. Check it out. The Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series naming rights are paid for by the Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is a foundation promoting peaceful change in the world to honor the beautiful life of Jack Shockley. Check out warriorsforpeace.org for more information. A special thank you to the ERL premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and 4D Racewear. You can rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, go to blueeggmarketing.com or click on their link in the stream description. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsports racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri. It features a 1.25-mile oval, 2-mile infield road course, a quarter-mile NHRA drag strip, and a state-of-the-art karting facility. WWTR is the only facility in the nation to host NASCAR Cup, NTT IndyCar Series, and the NHRA. To learn more about Worldwide Technology Raceway or to buy tickets for their events, check out WWTRaceway.com or click on their link in the stream description. 4D Racewear. Check out their line of battle-tested, made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on their link in the description. Track cams for this race provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Whiplash is the exclusive track cam provider for the ERN and sponsor of the White Flag Lap. To get more out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams, learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook, follow them on X and Instagram, keyword search Whiplash Sim Cams. Links are in the description. For business inquiries, learn more about the Elite Racing League and what we do, visit EliteRacingLeague.com. Subscribe on YouTube, like them on Facebook, or follow them on X and Instagram. As always, again, links are in the description. So for Kyle Glinsworth, everyone at ERN, I'm Gary Godsoe saying all good night. Thanks for watching. And to all the men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless. Come on safe. Catch us again next week at Motegi for the next race of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Good night.